Raven versus Dr. Manhattan, who would win? The daughter of a demon versus the master of time and atoms. Emotion versus omniscience. Magic versus absolute control. What happens when a being fueled by emotion faces a god who has already seen the end of the fight? On one side, Raven, a half-demon empath whose power grows with every feeling, every surge of darkness, every moment she loses control. On the other side, Dr. Manhattan, a being who does not feel, does not react, and does not experience time the way we do. Because for him, past, present, and future are all happening at once. This is not just a battle of strength. This is a clash between two completely different realities. One fights to control her destiny. The other has already seen how it ends. And when emotion collides with inevitability, only one outcome can exist. The dark empath with demonic origins, Raven, also known as Rachel Roth, is not just a superhero. She is a living balance between light and darkness. Born as the daughter of the demon lord Trigon, Raven carries within her a power that is both terrifying and limitless. But what makes her truly dangerous is not just her power, it's her control over it. From childhood, Raven was trained to suppress her emotions. Because in her case, emotions are not just feelings, they are triggers. Anger, fear, sadness, any of these can unleash her demonic side and transform her into something far beyond human comprehension. Her abilities are deeply tied to magic and the soul. She can manipulate dark energy, project her soul self, teleport across dimensions, and even influence or absorb the emotions of others. In many versions, Raven has defeated or sealed Trigon himself, a being capable of destroying entire worlds. But here, as the key detail, Raven's power grows with emotion. The more she feels, the stronger she becomes. And when she fully embraces her demonic side, she reaches a level where she can warp reality, manipulate souls, and challenge cosmic entities. She is not just fighting enemies, she is constantly fighting herself. The god who sees all time at once. Dr. Manhattan is not a sorcerer. He does not rely on emotions, spells, or external forces. He is something entirely different, a being who exists beyond the concept of humanity itself. Once a human scientist named John Osterman, he was disintegrated at the atomic level during a lab accident. But instead of dying, he returned, rebuilding himself atom by atom and becoming a being of pure energy and consciousness. Dr. Manhattan doesn't just control matter, he understands it at its most fundamental level. He can create life, destroy it, rearrange it, and reconstruct it instantly. Time is not linear for him. He experiences the past, present, and future simultaneously. This gives him one terrifying advantage. He already knows what will happen. He can teleport across the universe, duplicate himself infinitely, and exist in multiple places at once. He does not age, does not weaken, and cannot truly die in any conventional sense. But his greatest strength is also his greatest weakness. He has become emotionally detached. Humanity, love, fear, all of it feels distant to him. He is not driven by emotion. He is driven by understanding. Power comparison, magic versus atomic control. This battle is not simple, because Raven and Dr. Manhattan operate on completely different systems of power. Raven's power is mystical. It comes from the soul, from emotion, and from dimensions that exist beyond physical reality. Magic in DC has always been one of the few forces capable of bypassing even the strongest physical beings. Dr. Manhattan, on the other hand, is scientific perfection. He controls atoms, energy, and the very structure of reality itself. He doesn't cast spells, he rewrites existence. So the real question is, can magic affect a being who exists beyond physical laws? In some interpretations, magic can bypass scientific invulnerability. That means Raven could potentially interact with Manhattan in ways normal attacks cannot. But here's the problem, Dr. Manhattan doesn't rely on a body. Even if Raven destroys his physical form, he can simply reconstruct himself instantly. And unlike Raven, his power does not fluctuate. It does not depend on emotion, focus, or mental stability. He is constant. He is absolute. And that consistency creates a massive gap. Because Raven's peak power requires escalation, a buildup of emotion, a breaking point where her limits are pushed beyond control. But Manhattan has no peak, no rise or fall. He exists at maximum capacity at all times. There is no window of weakness to exploit, no moment where he can be overwhelmed. Even if magic allows Raven to affect him, it still doesn't guarantee victory, because affecting Manhattan is not the same as defeating him. and in a battle where one side adapts over time, while the other exists beyond time. The balance is already broken, because adaptation requires progression, and progression requires time. But against Manhattan, time is not a battlefield advantage. It is a resource he has already consumed completely. Every possible outcome, every variation of Raven's power, every escalation of her demonic form, all of it exists as a finished result in his perception. And when every path has already been seen, there is no path left to victory. Battle scenario: when emotion meets omniscience. Imagine the fight begins. Raven senses Dr. Manhattan's presence, a being so vast and detached that even her empathic abilities struggle to fully understand him. She attacks first, using dark energy and her soul self-projection, attempting to overwhelm him with mystical force. But Dr. Manhattan does not react like a normal opponent, because from his perspective, this fight has already happened. He sees every move Raven will make before she makes it. Every attack, every emotional surge, every transformation, all of it exists simultaneously in his awareness. Raven escalates, tapping into her demonic form and increasing her power exponentially. Her attacks become more chaotic, more destructive, more reality-bending. And yes, for a brief moment, she might even disrupt Manhattan's physical form. But it wouldn't matter, because the moment he decides to act, he doesn't counter, he simply changes the outcome. He could disassemble Raven at the atomic level. He could remove her from existence entirely. Or more subtly, he could alter the moment of her creation. Raven's greatest strength is her emotion. Dr. Manhattan's greatest strength is that he exists beyond cause and effect. Final verdict: who wins? This is where the truth becomes clear. Raven is incredibly powerful. In her full demonic form, she can challenge cosmic beings, manipulate souls, and even alter reality through magic. Against most opponents, she is unstoppable. But Dr. Manhattan is not most opponents. He does not fight in the present. He does not react. He does not struggle. He exists beyond time, beyond destruction, and beyond the need to win. And because of that, Dr. Manhattan wins, not because Raven is weak, but because Manhattan operates on a level where the concept of battle itself becomes irrelevant. Raven's power depends on emotion, growth, and escalation, but Manhattan exists in a state where everything has already reached its conclusion. There is no surprise, no turning point, no last-minute comeback. To him, Raven's strongest form is just another moment he has already witnessed, and in a fight where one side experiences time and the other has already seen the end. The outcome was never in question. Final result: Dr. Manhattan defeats Raven. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.